All right. Okay, welcome to the call. So here's what we do on these monthly Zooms. So I've been doing a 6-week series called the Rise Up series. It's for all of our elites and our platinum 3s and above. So our very, very top leaders in the world. And it's been an honor to do it. The response has been off the charts. For those of you that have been on these Rise Up series, I'd love to see kind of your feedback in the chat, what you've been getting from it, and your insights and your perspectives and some of the fireballs that you've been liking. So that's the first thing. Now, what we also combine this call with what we call our Leader of Leaders series. Leader of Leaders is for our directors and our platinums and above. We do this once a month. We meet in that kind of that mid-tier of leaders, because you become a leader at this point. Now, our goal is to help you to become a leader of leaders. That's our director and platinum call. It's what we call our Leader of Leader calls. If you're on this call and you're not a director yet, you're not a platinum yet, you're not an elite yet, you're not a platinum 3, my friend, we are so honored that you're here. And I'm hoping that as you hear this call and this discussion, you'll say to yourself, I want to be a director, soon, or I want to be a platinum soon. And I want to go pay the price and earn the spot on these calls, because I'm hoping you'll get a lot from this call. That's the first thing. I'm also hoping those of you that are directors and platinums, you're saying, man, I want to be on these, whenever you guys do these leadership calls where it's the elites and above, or the platinum 3s and above, I want to be on these calls as well. And it's a really great way, I think, that we can level up the level of leadership in our company. We can level up the leadership in each of our individual lives, in our own homes, in your own communities. Like, we can go to that next level in your personal leadership. I believe that everything rises and falls on leadership, as Maxwell says. Robert Schuller, the famous religionist author, said that if you build the people will build the church. And that's, again, an example and a religious example. But man, if you build the people will build the business. If you build the people will build the family. If you build the people will build the customer pod. The people will build the community. They'll build the organization. So our job, and what I'm passionate about, is helping you to grow as a leader, to helping you grow as in every area of your life, and all those, particularly in all those key areas of your life, the areas that really matter to you: your faith, your family, your fitness, your mental and emotional health, your financial health and well-being, as in addition to building an incredible Modere business. All right. Are you guys game if we dive into this thing? So I'm super fired up for it. It's going to be off the charts. I want to give you what I would call kind of the state of the union. Where are we now? Where have we been? Where are we going? What does all this mean to you? All the growth that's ahead of us. I want you to understand. I want you to have more depth perception and more vision and more perspective on what's happening. So let me give you a quick example. If someone says to you, the lake has risen by 6 inches in the last 2 days. Okay, the lake's up 6 inches in the last 2 days. So what does that mean? There's not enough depth perception, enough context. If you knew that the lake hasn't risen 1 inch in the last 60 years, then if it's risen 6 inches in two days, then that history means a lot to you. And then also it gives you more ability to look forward. So what I want to do is I want to take a look back at the past. I want to just kind of walk you through the vision of where Modere came from. I'll kind of just go quickly. I'll go year by year by year. I think you'll get a lot of learning from this. I think you'll pick up some interesting points from this. And I think it's good lessons that Modere is a destined company. I talk a lot about be the one that lives a life, be the one that writes a story in your own life, that future generations of kids who are yet unborn, they look up into that family lineage and they say, it was her, it was him, she's the one, he's the one that changed our family forever. Modere is the one as a company. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 50 years from now, people will look back and say, it was them. That was the one. That's the one that changed it forever. That was the one that changed the industry forever. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit about where we've gone. I'm going to walk about the next few months, specifically between right now, today, and March of next year. And then I also want to end today with a strategy to help you grow your business by at least 33%. Is anyone game to grow their business and their income and their life by at least 33%? If you are, say yes in the chat. 33% growth. Wouldn't that be exciting? Even in these tough economic times, wouldn't you want to have a very clear, very concise, very deliberate plan to grow your business by at least 33% growth? Not 3%, but 33%, and have a very clear strategy on how to do it. I'll walk you guys through that as well. So you can learn a lot about the future by studying the past. You can learn a lot about the future by studying the past. I want to encourage all of you to be students of history in all kind of the key areas of history, in government and in politics and government, in your health, in human beings, like human nature. You want to study this stuff. So let's dive in real quick. We've had 8 consecutive years of growth in Modere. Now, when you hear statements like that, we've grown every single year since inception. We're in year 9 right now. Like the conclusion of year 8 was in February, so we're now in the beginning, of year 9. When you hear statements like this, you just think it's one of these. It's just a straight up arrow. It's like they started here and they were destined to grow, and so they just went like this. My friends, it's literally just been ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. And sometimes I was like, man, are we going to make it? Sometimes I was like, we're never going to be stopped. And then are we going to make it? And we're never going to be stopped. Just ups and downs, ups and downs. That's how your business will grow. It's a series of building and rebuilding, launching and relaunching, setting and resetting, falling back in love, remembering why you're doing it. It's this constant battle of ups and downs. You're constantly working through the challenges of business. So we came together in 2012. 10 years ago, it's crazy. 10 years ago is when I first started this whole project. 10 years ago. It was actually 10 years ago, August 12th. My son was born August 13th, the next day, my son, AJ. And 10 years ago, we came together to start this transformation. Now, I had sworn that I would never do network marketing again. I've built 2 large networks and I was kind of done with the profession. Not because I hated it, not because I was too good for it, not because it hadn't changed my life, but because I felt like the model was broken. I felt like it was fundamentally stacked against normal people winning. And I wanted to declare war on the model. Like I had an enemy. The enemy that I was willing to go to fight for was I thought the model was broken. And I joined this company and we created this business of Modere to do really 2 things, my friends, to disrupt and to dominate. There was 2 strategies. Let's disrupt this industry and let's go dominate this industry. Like, let's go change the way business is done. Let's go change the way people think about earning money online. Let's go change the way people think about running a small, business from their phone. Let's go disrupt and let's go dominate. This was the strategy. And my friends, this still is the strategy. This still is the goal. This still is where my heart's at. Yes, we've disrupted. Yes, we've dominated, but I'm telling you, we're just getting this party started. So I hope that as you look at this, you say, okay, I'm part of something a little bit bigger than what I thought it was. It's not just to pay a few bills. Like there's something here that I could really do to use to change my family's whole life, to change the trajectory of my entire family, because I'm part of a company that's not here just to exist or just to be part of the status quo. I'm with a company that's looking to disrupt and to dominate. 2013 is actually when we started the pre-launch. So we took all of the end of 12 and then all of 13 to kind of create the idea, create the model, create the brand called Modere. Modere, by the way, meant modern, mode, and dare, like a modern lifestyle, a mode, like the mode of operation, and then dare to be great, dare to step it up, dare to go to the next level. That's where the word came from. It's what's called an inventive word, which means we invented the word. Remember, we'd sit down with these big, huge books of like trying to create a workshop. It was really hard to get the .com and get it registered globally. What was interesting about Modere, the word Modere, is the word we actually didn't invent it. We found this out later. It actually exists in music. The word Modere means a vibrant, upbeat, moderate tempo. And we're like, that's kind of like, that like fits the brand. Like, I like that. Okay, cool. So Sarah Zalecki posted this on September 3rd. And it was, flood back of memory. So September 3rd is when we began the pre-launch of 2013. This was a website that we had that had a countdown clock that literally was like, boom, it was a 0. We had worked so hard. I can't even tell you how many hours had gone into building this moment. My friends, when we pushed go on the site crashed. And I don't mean crash like a little bit, like it didn't work. And you say, well, what happened? We had done in about 4.5 months, because once we created the name and so on, we had you could imagine all of the complexities. You're running this multi-$100-million company. And now you have to switch everything to Modere to launch in the States. So you're like, this bottle is not called this product anymore. It's called this product. You had to rename every single one of the products. You had to rename all the new branding, all the new labels, caps, bottles. We've had consultants that said the project you guys did should have taken about 18 months to 2.5 years. And you guys did it in 4 months. So what's happening is like the marketing department was getting like literally the night before getting all of the final stuff to the IT guys. And they're like trying to program the site. It just didn't work. So it was just chaos. All this work, all this love we'd put into it was just complete chaos trying to do it. I remember in those early days, some of you guys will relate to this in your own personal business, but I remember just all of the phone calls. There was a lot happening personally in my life at that time. I'll have to share that story with you guys later with my family, but it was a really tough week. It was a tough week. We launched on Tuesday morning after Labor Day. We had 1,000 pre-orders. 40% of them were basically done by a person that was like a fraudster. So they were fake orders. So we lost 40% of the revenue that we thought we had. Now we had 60% left. We're shipping all these products all over. The site's not working. People can't get customers. And I remember thinking to myself, I didn't sign up for this. Have you guys ever had that happen? We were like, I just wanted a new microwave. What is all this? Like, people are calling me and they're stressed out. You know, what's going on? And I just remember I didn't sign up for all this. I wanted a little bit of an easier ride. I'm not a leader enough to handle all this stuff. And here's what I want you to know. God doesn't call the qualified. God qualifies the called. And somehow we stepped into it, and somehow we raised up our leadership, and somehow we kept going, and somehow we didn't just curl up in the fetal position and cry. We just kind of kept leading the way. And I want you to know that's how your business is built. You just kind of lead the way, and you just kind of lead the way. 2014 of February is when we launched in Beverly Hills. We began then the international rollout. So imagine we tore the business down to the floorboards, relaunched in the States, and now we had 20 plus countries we had to go relaunch one after another after another. So one day this product shipping, the next day or next month it's this product. And we had to communicate that to the customers and to the distributor force and the whole thing. It was just it's like changing the engine of a 737 at 30,000 feet, right? 2015, we were grinding. We were working our little tails off trying to get this thing to work. We had very moderate duplication. We had very moderate growth. We were growing, but it was small. And we couldn't quite get the pieces to go through and to fit together. We didn't have any of our hero products yet. We didn't have Liquid BioCell. We didn't have Trim. We didn't have any real kind of hero product focus at this point. We had incredible products like our everyday essential products, but we couldn't, the model story was making sense, but the product offering was we couldn't simplify the story and get down to clear duplication, like have them buy this, and this is how many points, and here's how you go bronze, and here's how you go silver. We just hadn't unlocked any of those things yet. But my friends, guess how you unlock that stuff? Guess how you break through to the next level? You just keep going. Like, the way you break through is by breaking through. You just keep pounding on the wall. You keep pounding on the wall. You keep pounding on the wall. What most of us do is when it gets hard, we pull back. Like, man, dude, call me when it's easier. Call me when everything's figured out. That's not what leaders do. What leaders do is they keep just hitting the wall until finally it falls. And you say, well, was it that last hit that made it fall? No, it was the compounding pounding of all of the work you're doing. All of it combined, working together as a team. That's what finally figures it out. That's when all of a sudden you have these little breakthroughs. 2016, we acquired a company called Savvy Health. So check this out. Business wasn't working, trying to get it there. We're growing, but super incrementally, down months. You know, at the end of the year, we grew, but it was lots of downs, lots of ups, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 1 step forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. You're just kind of trying to move it forward. And eventually I made a phone call to a buddy of mine. I called him and I said, hey, let me ask you a question. This is a great lesson for you. The power of referrals. I said, who do you know that would be open right now in our profession? Who do you know that's looking for an opportunity? Who do you know that maybe is not happy with where they're at? It's a great question to be asking right now, my friends. What real estate professionals do you know that things have changed for them here recently? What mortgage professionals, what title and insurance companies people do you know? They're sharp people, but man, the situation's definitely changed for them. Who do you know that would be maybe more open to an opportunity right now they would have been 6 months ago? My buddy said, you know, you should call this guy named Jerry. So I ended up calling this guy Jerry. I said, Jerry, hey, my name is Justin Prince. I said, you don't know me. So-and-so gave me your number. I said, he said, you know, congratulations on all the successes you've had. He said that, you know, you might be open to having a conversation. Well, long story short, Jerry meets with corporate, the whole thing. He's the top leader of this kind of smaller direct sales company that's struggling. Turns out Jerry is not the right guy. He's not the right fit for our company, but he connects our company to their company. We eventually acquire their company. And we acquire their entire product line. And we literally, no kidding, signed this deal the night before our SRC event in 2016. And so like it was barely signed and we were shipping out their products. They just launched a weight loss system called the M3. How many of you guys remember the M3 pledge? How many of you have been here long enough to remember the M3 pledge? This gave us a narrow product focus. And it kind of helped our model to start working. What I knew about social retail is if we could kind of just figure it out. I knew we had $1 billion idea. I knew the model itself was $1 billion idea. We just didn't have the components yet. We didn't have the systems yet. We didn't have the right product offering. story quite yet. We had the right products, but not the right story. And once we figured this out, boom, that started to help us to get some better traction. We had more clarity in our story and more clarity in our marketing. 2017, we acquire another company. This was Ozma eShocks company. So when we acquired this company, we acquired the liquid biocell collagen and that whole technology. We had the 37 human clinicals and the 7 international patents. I loved how we were a company of destiny. You know, we just kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing. When we acquired Ozma's company, we also acquired great corporate talent. Now, Ozma, it wasn't for a year that she became CEO, but the point is, you didn't just acquire this great company and great product, but you acquired a great leadership talent as well. My friends, write this in your notes. Key leaders are worth their weight in gold. Key leaders are worth their weight in gold. You're always looking to become a key leader, and you're always looking to develop key leaders, and you're always looking to find key leaders. Key leaders are worth their weight in gold. They're exponential, the power of a key person in your organization. So you're always looking for those people, searching for those people, becoming that person yourself, and attracting those people into your organization. This really helped a ton because it gave us even more clarity, even more focus. And we had the top collagen product anywhere in the world. That was part of an emerging product category. People had heard of collagen a little bit, but we were the ones who were like, yo, let's go disrupt this entire industry. Let's go own this industry. And guess what's happened, my friends? We still do. We've owned the collagen world. We own the collagen market. You see all the competitors coming out. They're all chasing us. They've all chasing what we've been doing here for these number of years. 2018, the beginning of that year, Ozma becomes CEO. And our former CEO, which he was CEO and chairman, he now became chairman, she became CEO. We focused on 4 key regions: North America, US and Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and then, oh my gosh, and then Europe. Now, in that strategic focus, we got highly focused. Guess what also happened? That meant we had to close some other markets. We had to close Japan, close Korea. I had spent a ton of time over in those markets. In fact, I had spent 2 in 2017. I've been to China twice preparing to launch China. And we ultimately decided not to do it. And it was so interesting to watch because a lot of the field, they were like, oh my gosh, what does this mean? They were closing the markets. Do you want to know what it meant? Do you want to know what it meant? It meant that we were getting highly focused. My friends, you want to get focused on the vital few and remove the trivial many. Those markets, as much as I love those people there and those situations there, we weren't profitable in those markets. It wasn't good business there. We weren't growing in those markets. Those markets were having a very hard time transitioning to social retail. They weren't profitable markets for us. It didn't make a lot of sense. And you only have so much resource, even in your own business right now. Maybe you're a bronze or a silver or gold. You only have so much time. You only have so much resource. You can't do the trivial many all day long. You got to get focused on the vital few. What are the activities that are really going to grow your business? And so for us, here we are, new CEO, close down some of these international markets, get highly focused there. And it's kind of this thing of all hands on deck, all hands on deck. We got to double down our effort. We got to work harder. We got to be smarter. We got to be more strategic, more collective genius, work closer as a team, and go make this thing happen. 2018 ended up being at that time our biggest year. We've grown every year since. We started to kind of build on this momentum of the collagen product and then tying that into our Live Clean message and all the everyday essentials. 2019 was our biggest year ever and most profitable year ever. So we started to kind of build some positive momentum, some positive trajectory. It started to go to the right direction. We started having key leaders that were joining us. I purposely am not going to talk about all of the key leaders that joined at each one of these years sections because I don't want to leave anyone out. But man, that was critical. Key people are worth their weight in gold. In 16, they had key leaders join. In 17, key leaders join. In 18, key leaders join, key leaders emerge and develop. 2020, how many of you guys remember March of 2020? So March of 2020, all of a sudden now we have a pandemic, right? The whole entire planet shuts down. And I remember being on the phone with Justin, Sarah, and Ozma being like, whoo, what does all this mean? I remember, true story, just me and you talking here for a sec. I remember crying because of the weight I felt as a leader. Just live these emotions out. I hope I don't sound like too much of a wimp, but I just remember thinking, I was like, dude, I can't leave all these people down the wrong path. And I didn't know what all the pandemic stuff meant in general in those first couple days, meaning I didn't know about the health of the world. I don't know about the health of our team. I'm talking like their actual health, let alone the business, the business itself. I didn't know, were we essential business, non-essential business? Like, was the business going to get shut down? Would we have supply chain issues? Like, what was going to happen? Well, a couple things happened. Early March, if those of you that were with us and remember this, we got together as, I remember working with Justin and Osman. I remember being on the phone with them, and Justin had proposed this double SmartShip rewards, this loyalty match, where instead of getting 5%, you got another 5. Instead of getting 10, you got another 10. Instead of 15, you got another 15. This loyalty match idea. And I got on the phone with him and I said, I hope this language is okay. I said to Osman, Osman, let me just tell you. I said, I apologize for my language. I go, but you're pretty ballsy if you make this move. If you make this, I'm going to think you're pretty ballsy. I go, but I think we could go, the field will be fired up and our customers will be fired up and our customers will feel like they'll be loyal to us. They'll hunker down with us and go through this time. And she goes, let's go do it. Let's go. You guys go make the announcement. Let's go do this thing. And I remember getting off the phone being like, this gal's gone. She's a pretty tough girl. She's got some courage, So we do the double match, kind of lock our customers in through the pandemic. Well, guess what happened, my friends? Then we go into all the supply chain issues. I remember Stephanie gets his team launched. Stephanie and Lisa Blaisdell and Kim McCall and Tracy Pontarelli and this entire team launch in June. It's like we had no product. How many of you guys remember the any trim flavor? Literally, you would order trim and they would just ship you whatever flavor we had. So you'd be like, I ordered chocolate trim. They would just ship you whatever was like in stock. It was just wild. It was wild. Like trying to just because all the whole supply chain basically broke down. And I'm talking globally for everybody. It wasn't just for us. And so we'd get emails in the company to be like, you guys are idiots and you can't even ship the right products and what's going on and where's my stuff and what's going on. And we just navigated through this whole thing and just led through this whole thing, increased our communication. Times were tough, worked through it as a team, casted some vision, grew as leaders ourselves. And guess what happened? We grew by 300% that year. So the thing that we thought was going to bury us was the thing that set us free. All of a sudden, instead of getting crushed, we grew. It was unbelievable to watch. And it was because of the leadership on the corporate side, because of the leadership on the field side, because of the resiliency of our products, and because we went out there and just kind of led through the tough times. Well, then what happens? Then it's 2021, right? Pandemic's still going. Certain cities, certain countries are still in kind of either lockdown or quasi lockdown. It's kind of crazy. Network marketing in 2021 as a profession declined. Check this out. 2020, network marketing as a profession, as an industry, it went up, it grew. People were home. We almost had more access. They were on social media more. We could get more access. All of a sudden, people started going back to work. The entire profession went down. We had less sales in 2021 than we had in 2020 as a profession. Guess what happened to us? We raised our leadership level. We worked harder. We doubled down. We got more focused. We got more resilient. Modere, every month of 2021, the entire profession's going the wrong direction. Companies are struggling to try and keep it going, kind of keep hold of the revenue in. Every month of 2021 was our biggest month we'd ever had of that particular month. Had our biggest January ever, biggest March ever, biggest June ever, biggest August ever. Every single month was the biggest month we'd ever had. Wow. So that's 7 years of consecutive growth, even in the face of just the ups and the downs of business. 2022. So this year, let's talk about what's happening now. So this year in March, we launched Social Retail 2.0. And let me say two things about 2.0. Number one, we launched it. It was like the right idea. I'm still telling you it's a multi-billion-dollar idea. I'm actually going to share some stats with you here in a few minutes that I'll give you some examples of why I'm saying that. We had this multi-billion-dollar idea, but we didn't execute it properly. We didn't execute it perfectly. Now, to the company's credit, they're executing it since. They just continually need to tighten it. Can I share one of the stats with you that's really important? Our whole thing was, can we get more customers? Can we increase customer to customer sharing? That was number one. And then can we increase customer retention? Number two. Customer to customer sharing, so your customers are bringing more customers. I feel like that one we still haven't quite, as a team, we still haven't quite buffed out those edges yet. We're still getting to that point where one of us, we're going to figure that thing out, and our customer to customer sharing, we're going to get that thing figured out, just like we figured out all the other parts of the model. Then the second thing, though, is customer retention. Do you guys want to know what's interesting? In the last, what are we in now? March, we're in September. So the last 6 months, customer retention has actually increased. our retention through a really tough economic time has actually increased. Now, you might say, well, my volume is down or my check's down. How is that possible? Our acquisition has slowed. So our acquisition is not where we all need it to be. We need to step it up a little bit. And we'll talk more about that today, the 33% growth, show you how to do it. But the point is our acquisition slowed, but our retention has increased. What does that tell us, my friends? It tells us once we kind of find our footing and we start to get back to what we're really great at, which is our new new customer acquisition, we're building the right components to build this lasting, stable, strong business going through these tough economic times. Well, the first quarter of 2022 was the biggest first quarter we'd ever had. January, February, March, biggest first quarter we'd ever had. And then what happened? Well, we've all been watching. Gas prices soared. In fact, we have the highest inflation we've had in 40 years. Forbes says recession watch. Stock market rally is over as unemployment starts rising and fears intensify. These are some of the headlines we're reading right now. One of the things that's been interesting is the definition of a recession has always been 2 quarters in a row of negative GDP. So in other words, 6 months in a row of decline. We're having that. We've had that happen in our economy, but they're like, well, maybe it's not a recession because employment's continue to grow. That's starting to be affected now too, the employment sector. So we're feeling the effects of the economy. CNBC says Mark Zuckerberg says economic downturn is here, so Meta must do more with less. This is happening across all big tech. All big tech's being hit right now. Financial Post said Amazon shrinking its workforce by 100,000 as hiring freeze and layoffs hit the tech sector. Amazon's laid off 100,000 employees. You're seeing this happen across a lot of sectors, including in our profession. You're seeing companies have big layoffs. New York Post says Google executives threaten workers with layoffs. There will be blood on the streets. So they probably could have used better language here, but basically what they were saying is, hey, workers, if you don't work harder, if you don't become more effective, if you're not more efficient, if you don't get stuff done, you're going to get laid off. There'll be so many layoffs. There'll be blood on the streets, was the Google executive's words. A bloodbath. Mortgage industry keeps cutting staff. Forbes says mortgage layoffs surge as rising rates crush lending activity. I was just in an event this last week. The mortgage industry as a whole in our country is down 50% in 6 months. It's down 50%. I was talking to some mortgage brokers that were down 30%. One said he was down 20, but as an industry, we're down 50%. I know of mortgage brokerages, some of the big ones here in Utah, that were doing 400 to 700 loans a month, are down to 40 to 70 loans a month. They're down 90%. Whoa. So a lot is happening with the economic turn. Real estate, CNBC says real estate firms, Compass and Redfin announced layoffs as housing market slows. We're in a housing recession. You're starting to see the compression of the price. All of this is happening right now in these last few months. We're all navigating this. And in fact, for some of us, when we hear some of this, it causes a bunch of fear for us. We're like, whoa. I did one of our Rise Up, the elite and above, platinum 3 and above. Actually, our first Rise Up call we did. I talked deep about recession and I talked deep about inflation and what's happening. Here's what I want you to know, some takeaways. A recession, if you're smart and if you can prepare yourself and know what's happening, you can be cerebral, watch what's happening, but be cerebral, everything will go on sale. A recession will create the greatest opportunity of your entire lifetime. My friends, a recession will also mean that there'll be more people looking for what you do than you'll ever have had in the last last 10 years we've been doing Modere. You'll have people that are open to hearing what we talk about than you've ever had. This is actually a huge opportunity for us. In fact, 2022, we've outperformed the market. We softened a little bit as well. We kind of felt the effects of inflation, felt the influx of a recession. But even with our kind of learning to navigate it together as a team, we were still outperforming the market. In fact, that was capitalized by last month. We had month-over-month growth. My friends, here's what I want you to know. I'm willing to make you a bet right now. I'm willing to bet that there's not one network marketing company. Hear me out here. I don't say things I can't validate, so I'm betting here. I haven't studied everybody's numbers. I don't know everyone's P&Ls, but I'm here to share this with you. There's not one network marketing company of our size or bigger. So let me say this one more time. Not one network marketing company of our size or bigger, direct sales company, our size or bigger, that grew last month. Do you guys realize how rare this is with what's happening? You got the entire economy receding. It's pulling back. It's getting smaller. The GDP is down for it's now, what would it be now? 7 consecutive months in a row. The GDP's declined. It's shrinking. The economy is getting smaller. And yet our company had month over month growth. I'm just telling you, this is not happening. Now you say, what do you mean by our size or bigger? What I mean by that is this. If you're a little startup company and last month you did 10,000 in sales, this month you do 11, okay, that's different. But a company of our size and our strength and our revenue numbers to grow month over month in this economy at the end of a summer is unbelievable. Like, you should be shouting this stuff from the rooftop in your social. You should be letting people know. Do you want to know why? Because people need opportunity. They need strength. They need the someone that's leading the path saying, hey, we've got a plan. We've got a strategy to help you. Month over month growth, July or August over July, is absolutely off the charts. Now, let's shift gears. We talked a lot about where we've been. Now I want to walk you through month by month where we're going. So month by month where we're going to as we head into the next year. So first thing I need you to know is this. In March of next year is our social retail conference. In March of next year, we're launching a brand new product category. We're launching an entirely new product category with an entirely new product where we'll be a category creator. You say, what is a category creator? Let me quickly identify that. So Coke is a category creator. Coke owns the cola category. When you say search, hey, I need you to go look this up on the internet. Guess what you say to someone? Will you Google it for me? If you need to get something out of your ear, you say to someone, you don't say, hey, hand me a cotton swab. You say, hand me a what? A Q-tip, right? Why? Because Q-tip owns the category. Coke owns the category. Google owns the category. We're going to go own another category. We already own the collagen category. That will be a multi-$100 million product for us for 10, 20 years to come. We're going to go own another category, another product category. Well, we will be the product category creator. We'll be the ones that own it. Now, just like Google didn't invent search. Search existed before Google. What they did, though, is they did it so well for so long, for so many. They were the category creator. They were the ones that own it. Are you with me? Okay. So let's look forward. Let me ask a quick question. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? That's a lot of past. Is everyone good if I walk you through the future now? Because I want you to understand from the past, my friends, we've been through ups and downs. We've been through ups and downs. You don't learn the skill of the sailor when it's smooth seas. You learn the skill of the sailor in the storm. When the winds flow and the rain falls, that's when you learn the skill of the sailor. I'm telling you, we've been through these seas before. We're going to get through the current ones we're in now. So let's talk about September. First thing in September that you have to know is not this weekend, but next is our Fall Social Marketing Summit. My friends, you want to attend Fall Social Marketing Summit virtually, meaning schedule that time in your calendar to be on that Zoom, or be on that the live virtual recording. You also want to spend the next about week and a half rallying your team to be there with you. You say, well, my team is not that engaged. You need to get them engaged enough to have them be there with you. Why? Because what you're going to learn at Fall Social Marketing Summit, the most important thing you're going to learn, in my opinion, is you're going to learn about the pre-launch of what's happening for this new category creating product that launches next March. I'm not going to go into all of the details, but I want to start having you understand as a leader, sometimes what happens to us as leaders is we can only kind of see this far in front of our face. Customer complains, a team member's frustrated. We're just like, oh my gosh, there's so much pressure, What I want to do is see if I can give you more depth perception and more vision, like kind of open up your vision a little bit where you're like, oh, today's not the end. I tell people, never quit on a bad day. Write this in your notes. Never quit on a bad day. We all have bad days. You know what I'm saying? We all have days where we're like, oh, geez, this sucks. We all have those days. Just don't quit on those days. Like, you don't quit on bad days. You don't quit your health on bad days. You don't quit your gym, your physical fitness on bad days. You don't quit your marriage on bad days. You don't quit your business on bad days, because you'll get through it. These have not come to stay. These have come to pass. And what doesn't kill you makes you what? It makes you stronger. Write the word stronger in the chat. Like, if it doesn't kill you, it's going to make you stronger. You're going to grow from this. You're going to be better at this. You're going to build some muscle, some emotional strength. And so I want to see if I can, if all you can see is right here, it gets pretty stressful. A customer quits. If all you can see is right here, it gets pretty stressful when a team member is stressed out. But if I can give you more depth perception and more vision, you can say, oh, this is a rock. I can step over a rock. I thought it was a mountain because it was just right up in my face, but it's actually not that big of a deal. I'm stronger than this. So that's why I want to give you some vision. So Fall Social Marketing Summit's going to give you the entire pre-launch plan. My friends, you need to be at the Fall Social Marketing Summit. I'm just telling you, leaders are born at events. Write this in the chat, write this in your notes. Leaders are born at events. The event will give you vision. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Doesn't mean that that you are only going to perish. The people, the team you would have built, the customer base you would have built, the business you would have built, the life that you could have lived. If you don't have a vision for yourself, you'll perish. The people that you could have created will perish because you don't have a vision. So you need to be at the event for the vision. The pre-launch will begin. I cannot wait for you as you get all the plans. I'm going to give you some of the stuff. This month we have the OptiPack cash and we have the first order bonus cash. So here's the deal. Tomorrow night, which is Wednesday night, the company's doing the kickoff call. Make sure your team's on the kickoff call. Your mind is going to be blown on what we're doing with this first order bonus. We've never done something more aggressive in our whole life. Now, why are they doing a thing focused on new social marketer acquisition, new social marketers joining your team? Do you want to know why? Because in September and October, it prepares us for what? For November. November is the biggest month of the year. People need income. People need opportunity more than they ever have in any of our lives. So we're preparing your base. We're going to build your base heading into November. So you have more people on your team that you can go serve, that you can go help win. And we're going to build your base heading into November, which will be the biggest month we've ever had in the history of the company. So that's why they put these bonuses in place. Super smart, super strategic to help us build our base right now. They're giving us a good thing. We're also launching a new product this month. So you'll hear about that at the event as well. We're launching a brand new product this month. It's going to crush ourselves. It's going to help us this month to have a big product launch for us this month. It's launching this month. We have some that are launching in March, the big one in March. But we have a new product this month that's going to be off the charts as well. Okay, so September is going to be big. What's your key takeaway from this September part? Don't miss the Fall Social Marketing Summit. Schedule the time. Tell your spouse, tell the babies, say, hey, come watch it with me, or run around for a few hours because mama's got to watch this. Daddy's got to watch this. Like, I'm investing in our family. I'm investing in our future. I'm investing some time and energy. I remember Tony Robbins recently did a virtual event, and I saw these Instagram stories of John and Nadia Melton with their kids taking notes. Like, they were kind of like watching it like this. They're on the couch taking notes of the Tony Robbins event. The same thing, I was watching Nate DeTracy and Jen DeTracy, who are elite Black 2s, biggest leaders in the world. John's elite Black 3, biggest leader in the world. They were watching the same virtual Tony Robbins event, taking notes. Wow. Leadership leaves clues, my friends. Leadership leaves clues. Don't miss the event. Be virtually attending the event. Okay, let's talk about October. In September, you're going to hear about the pre-launch of the new product. Part of the pre-launch of the new product, because you'll have this, it will be September and October that you'll qualify for it. We're going to have 500 social marketers. I love this idea, by the way. 500 social marketers that will be able to be the first in the world to use the new product starting in December. How many of you would love to have been one of the very first people on the earth to ever use Trim or to ever use BioCell for the rest of your career, for the rest of your life? You can say to someone, yeah, I was one of the original people that ever used this. Like, you build instant cred, instant knowledge base of your internal knowledge of it. We're going to be doing a live and virtual event in December where you'll be in Newport Beach. There'll be about 100 and some odd of you that will be there in Newport Beach. The rest will be there virtually, where you'll be with Ozma Ishak, our CEO, and she will train you, in-depthly train you on this new product, and you'll start on the product in December. That whole, like, how do you get into that 500 starts in November, starts in September, starts in October. This is going to be a big deal. This is going to be a big deal. You'll be able to qualify to be one of the original people that is trying this new product. And I cannot wait for you. And also getting educated and learning and being on, but kind of behind the curtain. Also, let me share this with you. How cool is this? When we launch the product, you'll already have 500 testimonials. By the time we launch it, we'll have thousands of testimonials on the new one. So the buzz and the social media power that we're going to have is going to be off the charts. The first order bonus cash will continue, and we have another big product launch in October as well. So you have a big product launch in September. You have another one in October. The October one I'm super excited for you guys to hear about. And then we'll be building your base heading for November. So no, my prediction is this: September will be bigger than August. August was bigger than July. I told you earlier, I think we're the only direct sales company of our size on the planet. I'd be willing to bet you this. We're the only direct sales company of our size on the planet that grew month over month, August over July. And I'm telling you, we're going to go do it again this month in September. And I think we'll do it again in October. You'll have month over month over month when the entire economy is receding. The entire economy is falling backwards. Okay, November. Simply put, November will be the biggest month ever. How many of you would like to be part of the biggest month of your life in November? Like, here's the entire economy going the wrong direction. The entire economy is receding. You know, inflation's at a 40-year high, and our company's having the biggest month we've ever had ever. You're having the biggest income month of your online business you've ever had in your life in November. That's what the plan is. If you haven't been with us yet for November, just kind of buckle up. Like it kind of starts a little slow. You're kind of like, I don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden, boom, like, you know, we're just great at helping you to build out your November. We'll help you with all the strategies and all the tools and all the resources you need to make November an absolute rocket ship for yourself. Okay. So that's November. So my friends, think of this: month over month growth, August over July. I believe we'll have month over month growth September over August, 2 months in a row. I also believe we have a chance to have month over month growth October over September, 3 months in a row. Then you'll have November. That's 4 months in a row of month over month over month over month growth. And I'm telling you, we're the only direct sales company of our size that did it 1 month. I mean, you start to separate yourself from everyone else. We're not just here to participate. We're here to dominate. We're here to like take over. Like, we're here to help people say, whoa, there's strong, fertile ground here. Like, there's strength here. There's a foundation where I can actually build my family's future. I can build a financial fortress for my family. Like, my company is not laying everybody off and taking on water. Like, we have some strength and some stability. So that's the month over month plan. Now, in December, check this out. The 500-person trial group, 100 and some odd of them will meet in Newport Beach with Ozma for the weekend. The rest of you will be tuning in virtually. 500 of you will get on the product. We'll have the exclusive Newport Beach training. Our social medias are going to be buzzing in December. It'll be buzzing in December because you'll be on the product. You'll be there with Ozma. You'll be in Newport Beach, California, for crying out loud, like taking your stories and your friends like, what are you? I'm freezing here in Wisconsin and you're in Newport Beach, California. By the way, it's all expenses paid. And that is also with our December incentives. Now, I do want to point this out. I think we'll be smaller in revenue in December than we are in November. Always going to tell you guys the truth. I think we'll have month over month over month over month. We'll be smaller in December. Why? Because it's hard for December to compete against November. November is just so big. Okay. But the buzz that we'll be creating will be off the charts. Like, the momentum that we'll be building will be palatable at this point. Okay, what about January? Check this out, my friends. January is New Year's resolutions. What are the two biggest resolutions of people have each year? I want to lose weight. I want to make more money. We have solutions to both of those. So you'll have all of that momentum heading into January. All social marketers in January will be able to order the new product. So you'll have all the buzz that you're going to hear starting in September, then October, then November, then they'll have all the people getting on the product. So you have all those 500 testimonials. And then all of us, those of us that weren't even part of the original 500, will be able to order the product in January. January is going to be a huge month. It will be bigger than December. It'll be a huge month. In fact, I think it'll be the biggest January we've ever had in the history of the company. And our social medias will be buzzing. The anticipation will be building. People will be like, hey, I got this. February, the customer pre-order campaign is going to be off the charts. You'll have, at this point, thousands of testimonials in February. So you'll have customers like getting on VIP lists, so you'll be building up this base of customers. You'll have 5, 10, 15. Some of you guys will have 100 customers preparing for the March launch. And so you'll just have all of this banked up volume, all of this banked up momentum. Social medias will be buzzing. Social marketers will all be on the new products. We'll have literally thousands, and in this case, tens of thousands of testimonials, tens of thousands of stories talking about how powerful this new product is, building up all of our campaigns. February will be huge. It'll be a super powerful month heading into March, which is when the new product launches. We'll have, at this point, hundreds or thousands of testimonials. And I believe March of next year will be the biggest month we've ever had in the history of the company. You have all that pent-up work, all that pent-up energy, all of those tens of thousands of testimonials heading into all of our customer base and our customer pods and the millions of customers that we have. I think we have the chance for March of 2023 to be the biggest month ever. So what does that mean? It means August, we were bigger than July. The entire economy is going the wrong direction. We had month over month growth. If we can pull off September month over month, October month over month, November month over month, then we'll be down in, comparatively in December. We'll still have a great month, but we'll be down comparatively to November. We'll have month over month in January. We'll have month over month in February. We'll have month over month in March. So what is that? 3, 7, in basically an 8-month period, you had 7 months of month over month growth. My friends, you'll separate yourself. You will stand out. You've got to get social. You've got to get public. You got to be telling the story to people. You got to be saying, hey, here's what's happening in our company. I can help you. I can come be part of what we're doing. We are the disruptor. We are here to dominate and take over. All right. That leads to what I believe will be the 10th biggest year in Modere history, which will be 2023. So I believe we'll have, this will be the 9th year, 2022, and then 2023 will be the 10th biggest year in a row, consecutive month, year over year, over year, over year, over year growth in the company. Okay, how's everyone feeling about the plan for these next 6 months? Does that make sense? I want you to have a little bit of depth perception, a little bit of context, a little bit of vision. Remember, you can learn a lot about where you're going, but where you've been. We've overcome really hard things in the past. Now you have a little bit of vision of where everything is going. You're like, okay, got it. Now let's go freaking execute and make this thing happen. Now, can I walk you guys through 33% growth? And we're going to wrap. So 33% growth. How do we grow your business by 33%? So I was just recently at a Tony Robbins event called Business Mastery, and it's a fantastic event there in Florida. I was part of like about 600 people that were in the room because it was a virtual event. And Tony tells the story about how a conversation he had with a guy named Jay Abraham. Jay Abraham has done over $21 billion in business. He's known as the top marketing consulting expert in the world. And Tony said to Jay, he goes, Jay, let me ask you a question. He said, if you could grow a business, but you could only give 3 pieces of advice, you had to grow the business, but you could only give 3 pieces of advice, 3 areas for them to focus on. What would those 3 areas be? And Jay goes, that's an interesting question. He goes, no one's ever asked me that before. He goes, let me think about it for a second. About 10 minutes later, he comes over to Tony and says, I got my answer. He goes, if I could only do 3 things, here's what I would do to grow a business. I want to encourage you to write these down. Number 1, I would increase the number of new customers. I would increase the number of new customers. I would focus on increasing the number of new customers. That's the first thing I would focus on. Number 2 is I would increase the customer order size. So in other words, how much revenue is a customer generating? Or instead of them generating $1, I'd try and get $2. I try and increase the order size per customer. Okay, got it. Then number 3, I would increase the customer frequency of purchase. So trying to see if I could help the customer to make purchases more frequently. I would increase the number of customer purchases, the frequency of how often they're purchasing. So let's go back through those. More customers, bigger baskets, and then more frequent purchases. Because those would be the 3 things I would do. If I could only do 3 things, I could only give 3 pieces of advice, that's what I would do to scale a company. Okay, let me apply this to our business. Increase new customer orders, increase the customer order size, increase customer frequency of purchase. Let me walk you through our business. What I want to walk you through is what Tony taught is the 10-10-10. This will grow your business by 33%, and they're small little incremental growth sizes. I want you to see this. So the first thing is this. I want to encourage you to focus on 10% new customers. So if you're a silver and you're watching this, let's say you have 10 customers, guess what 10% is of 10? 1. You need to get 1 new customer. We get our 10 to order, get 1 new customer. If you're a platinum and you have 30 customers, we need to get 3 new customers, 10%. How many of us hear that we're like, I could get 10%. I mean, I was thinking about getting 15% or 100% or whatever. Like, guys, 10% new customers, 10%. We could get 10. Don't you believe you could do that? All right, next is this. The average social marketer has 10 customers, so 10% more is 1 new customer. All right, so we talked about. Then 10% bigger baskets. Let me share this with you, my friends. The average order size is $135. This is just our average across the board. It's right at around $135, which by the way is fantastic, by the way. So check this out. If you could increase your order size by $13.50, $13.50, you'll increase that by 10%, which is $13.50. Your customer is buying a little bit more. Their basket's a little bit bigger. I'm going to share with you the strategies of how we do this, but I want you to understand how that works. And then number 3, order 10% more frequently. What is happening now? The average customer orders 1.2 times a month. What does that mean? it means that 10% more is 1.3 a month. So it means this: if you have 10 customers, instead of only 2 of them purchasing more than once a month, you go to 3 of them purchasing more than once a month. So instead of 2 purchasing once a month, you would have 3 of them purchase more than once a month. Okay. So more customers, 10% more, 10% bigger baskets, and then 10% more that purchase more than once a month. Is everyone with me so far? Raise your hand if you're with me. Okay, here we go. That's 33% growth. Super small, super simple. 10% new customers, 10% new growth, 10% or 10% bigger basket, 10% more frequently. Okay. So I'm going to give you some quick examples. I know that hopefully you'll be able to read this from afar on the Zoom. A silver example. A silver has 10 customers in this example, 100-point average order. They ordering 1.1 times a month. That's 1,100 points. It's a $220 commission in this example. Okay. What if we were to go from 10% more would be 11. Instead of 100 points, it'd be 110. Instead of 1.1 orders, it'd be 1.2. And you'd go from 1,100 points to 1,452. Instead of making $220, you make $290. How many of us would like a 33% raise? This is a silver example. Can I give you a platinum example? Check this out. By the way, those of you that have teams, what if you did 10, 10, 10? Here's what I want you to focus on. 10% here, new customers, 10% bigger baskets, 10% more frequency. Here's a platinum example. Instead of 20 customers, you go to 22. If you have 20 customers, we need 10% more, which is 22. Instead of 135-point average, you get $148.50. That would be your average. Instead of 1.2 times a month, it's 1.3. Instead of 3,240 customer points, which is a $972 US commission, you have 4,152, which is a $1,247 commission. How many of you would like to raise your income by 33%? Raise your business by 33%. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Small little areas to focus on. Now, let me quickly walk you through this. I know it's a lot of words. Let me quickly walk you through it. How would you do this? What's so cool about Social Retail 2.0 is the framework is built for us to do this. In fact, I'm sitting there at this Tony Robbins event, and I'm like, we have all the framework for this thing. This 10, 10, 10, we actually built like the model without even knowing this math. And I just think once we get a little bit better as a team at honing in on these simple metrics, we're going to really explode. So grow number of customers. You have friends and family. That's your referral system. The 3 new friends and family codes. You have Share the Love VIP. How often are you reminding your loyal VIP customers that they have a special referral program so they can get an ongoing $10 product credit for each month's referral? Subscription promo. The subscription promo is each month is an opportunity to get new customers additional value and get them on subscription. And then you have your month end promos, right? Subscription promos, guess what that does, my friends? Subscription promo. You say to them, hey, because you're one of our VIP customers, you get access to our subscription promos. Guess what that does? Is it increases the frequency of purchase. How many of you purchase from Amazon more than once a month? They've learned how to get your frequency up. So you get your customers part of the VIP promos so that their frequency increases. You also have your end of the month promos that you can use as well. That gets the frequency up, right? Now, average order size. You have your VIP tiers. How do we build your order size to go from 135 average to 148.50 average? How do we do that? My friends, the VIP. Help them put more products in their basket so they save more, they get more higher discount. A 5, they go from 5 to add the 5, go from 10 to add the 10, go to 15 to add the 15. That's a big deal. Get great at this. This is the skill. This is how you get that extra $13.50. Subscription promos also help to build the average order size per customer. Our goal is 10%. And then lastly, increase frequency of orders, everyday savings. Everyday savings. You guys understand that when your customer is VIP, they can go in there and get a product just whatever day they want. They run out of toothpaste, go get it. They run out of, multi-purpose cleaner, they can go get it. And they still get all the savings on it. There are 8 items or more, they still get free shipping. So encourage and remind your customers, so that will increase your frequency. It also increases your basket size too. VIP day, again, will help your frequency and your basket size. And then your end of month promos. So my friends, we have all of the elements that it needs for you to go 10, 10, 10, 10% more customers, 10% bigger baskets, 10% more frequency. That focus, 10, 10, 10, will be a 33% increase in your revenue, 33% increase in your check, and we can help your teams to grow through what will be this tough economic time for people. We can serve people at a high level. We can be the ones that stand out during this time. So you can learn a lot about where you're going by where you've been. We've covered a lot of the past, how we've gotten to 8 consecutive years of growth. We've covered a lot about where we're going, the vision of where we're going. This is a very exciting time to be part of Modere, my friends. Month over month growth in one of the toughest economic times any of us have ever experienced. And I'm telling you, we have a chance to month over month through these next few months. We hunker in, double down. We're going to have to work a little harder. We're going to have to be a little stronger, a little bit more resilient, a little bit more persistent, a little bit higher skilled. We can't just rely on our talent anymore. Now we got to build some new skills. We got to learn some new metrics like the 10-10-10. We've got everything that it takes to go build an incredible business, my friends, to go literally disrupt an industry, to pick a fight with the old model, to show people there's a better way, and then to go dominate and go dominate your life and go dominate your goals and go dominate your dreams and the dreams you have for your family and dreams you have for your teams and their families. We've got everything it takes to build an incredible company. So I couldn't be more honored to be partnered with you, each of you. I love you. I respect you. I admire you. I admire the work that you do in the marketplace, the courage that you have every single day to go out there and make it happen. And I'm telling you, my friends, this is just the beginning of where we're going. We have a multi-billion-dollar runway ahead of us of where everything is going. So I love you. Thanks for jumping on. And I will see you guys on our next leadership training.